What if a simple snack could tell the story of a country? From indigenous roots to slave cuisines, from gold to warm hugs, this cheese bread holds secrets that will change the way you see Brazil. Want to know what they are? Hello, and welcome to Brazil Uncovered. Today, we're going to reveal the story behind Pão de Queijo, an icon that carries the soul of Brazil. Are you ready for this journey? Take a good look at this. It looks simple, doesn't it? A golden ball with a crispy crust and a warm, elastic heart of melted cheese. Many call it Brazilian cheese bread. But that name, it doesn't do its history justice. This isn't just a snack. It's a history lesson you can eat. A story of improvisation in hard times, of riches taken from the land, of the hidden genius of forgotten cooks, and of a cultural secret that unites an entire country. Let's clear up the first mystery. Despite the name pão, which means bread in Portuguese, this has not a single drop of wheat flour. Zero. Which means, yes, it's naturally gluten-free, a happy accident of history. The magic comes from this, the cassava root. You might know it as yuca or manioc. It's a root vegetable native to South America, cultivated by indigenous peoples for thousands of years. It's the foundation of our cuisine. And from this root, we get our secret weapon, tapioca starch, or as we call it, polvilho. But not just any polvilho. We have two kinds, polvilho doce, or sweet starch, which is neutral. And the star of the show, polvilho azedo, the sour starch. This is cassava starch that's been naturally fermented and sun-dried. That fermentation process gives pão de queijo its distinctive tangy flavor, and as we'll see, its light, chewy texture. It's an ancient technique meeting modern baking. But why did Brazilians turn to this root instead of wheat, like the rest of the world? For the answer, we need to travel back to the 18th century, to a region of rugged, beautiful mountains called Minas Gerais, which literally means general mines. This was the heart of the Brazilian gold rush. Unimaginable wealth was being pulled from the ground. It was a gilded age, funding the reconstruction of Lisbon and building opulent churches dripping with gold. But amidst all this wealth, there was a problem. The Portuguese colony was focused on one thing: exporting minerals. Basic supplies, like good quality wheat flour, were an afterthought. The flour that made the long, humid journey from Europe often arrived moldy and unusable. So picture this: a population with a European taste for bread, but no decent flour. What do? You improvise, you adapt. Or as we say in Brazil, you find a jeitinho, a clever workaround. And the solution was right under their feet. They turned to cassava starch, the polvilho. But a bread made only of starch and water is bland. It needed something more. And, ironically, the gold rush provided the final, crucial ingredient. With the wealth from the mines, sprawling farms or fazendas sprung up. These farms became masters of dairy production, and they had a surplus of cheese, a hard, salty, cured cheese that aged well, perfect for adding a bold, savory flavor. So, the perfect storm was complete: a lack of wheat, an abundance of native starch, and a surplus of delicious cheese. But it's fundamentally important to ask, who was in the kitchens of these fazendas, mixing these ingredients? This recipe wasn't invented by a European chef in a tall white hat. It was born in the heat of farmhouse kitchens and perfected by the hands of brilliant, creative cooks, many of them enslaved African and Afro-Brazilian women. They were the ones who mastered the science of a perfect dough without written recipes. They passed down the knowledge orally, from mother to daughter. Pão de Queijo is a testament to their resilience and culinary genius, creating something so iconic and beloved out of necessity and leftovers. It's a true product of Afro-Brazilian ingenuity, a story baked into every single bite. Now, let's get a little nerdy, because the texture of Pão de Queijo is pure food science. It all comes down to a technique called escaldar, or scalding. To scald means to pour boiling liquid, usually milk and oil, over the cassava starch and mix. This process does something magical. It gelatinizes the starch. Think of it as pre-cooking the dough. This gelatinized starch becomes incredibly good at trapping steam. So when these little balls go into a hot oven, the water inside turns to steam, and the dough inflates like thousands of tiny, stretchy balloons. That's what creates the light, airy pockets inside. And remember the polvilho azedo? Its natural fermentation creates acids that help break down the starch molecules, making the dough even more elastic and allowing it to rise higher. The result? A crisp crust on the outside and that signature soft, chewy, almost translucent interior. It's an architectural marvel. For centuries, this was a regional secret, a treasure of Minas Gerais. But in the 20th century, as people from Minas migrated to big cities like São Paulo and Rio, they took their recipes with them, and the country fell in love. Today, Pão de Queijo is more than food. It's a symbol of mineridad, the cultural identity of Minas Gerais. It represents hospitality, unhurried conversations, and affection. Offering someone a fresh basket of Pão de Queijo is an act of love. And it embodies a word we cherish in Brazil: aconchego. There's no perfect translation. It's the feeling of a warm hug, the comfort of home, the coziness of a safe place, all rolled into one. Pão de Queijo is aconchego you can eat. It's the taste of a Brazilian grandmother's kitchen, even if you've never been in one. While Minas Gerais is the home of Pão de Queijo, every corner of Brazil has added its own twist. In the northeast, you'll find versions with queijo coalho, bringing a smokier flavor. In São Paulo, fancy bakeries have created versions stuffed with cream cheese or even chocolate. And in the countryside, some swear by pão de queijo baked over an open fire for that authentic taste. These variations show how Brazil embraces and reinvents its traditions. But no matter the version, Pão de Queijo always carries that essence of adaptation and care that defines the people. After all this history, you've got to try it. The traditional recipe can be tricky, but I'll show you a super easy modern version using a blender. Anyone in the world can do this. Clear ingredients listed, e.g. 1 egg, 1 2-cup milk, 1 4-cup oil, 1 cup tapioca, starch, polvilho azedo, 1 2-cup grated cheese, pinch of salt. Ingredients are tossed into a blender. Blend until smooth. Pour the batter into a mini muffin tin. Place in the oven. Baking time, 20 to 25 minutes in a preheated oven at 180 degrees 6. Tip: they're ready when they're golden on top and firm on the bottom. Avoid opening the oven before the 20 minutes are up so they don't go limp. There you have it, the journey of Pão de Queijo. From an indigenous root, transformed by colonial necessity, perfected by the genius of Afro-Brazilian cooks, and embraced by a nation as a symbol of warmth and welcome. It's so much more than cheese bread. It's the taste of Brazil itself. Now, I want to hear from you. What's a food from your country with a surprising story behind it? Share it in the comments below. I read everyone. And if this video left you hungry and a bit more curious about Brazil, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our next journey into the heart of Brazilian culture. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.